I'm Roman Yossi of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Dante Fabro of the Nashville Predators.
This is Philip Forsberg of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Colton Sissons of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Eustace Aros of the Nashville Predators.
You're listening to the Renegades of Puck
with Crazy Charlie.
Welcome to the bunker. Welcome to the Renegades of Puck podcast. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. And before we get started on the No Half Step and Hockey coverage, first, let me direct you to our home website, renegadesofpuck.com. Once you go to renegadesofpuck.com, you'll learn everything you need to know about the show. And once you're good and educated about the show, you can click on that merchandise tab, take you straight to our classic logo t-shirt, our Pride logo t-shirt, and all of our different special event t-shirts. Don't worry. All the gimmicks you come to know and love and expect from the Renegades of Puck are still available on our online store, whether that's socks, throw pillows, wall arts, bed sets. Makes no difference to the Renegades of Puck. Something like 88 different items in our online store available for you to purchase. Easier said, we've sold out so that you can buy in. Social media is of critical importance to this operation, so here's how you can support the Renegades of Puck. You can find us on Threads, you can find us on X and Facebook and Instagram. You can also find us on TikTok, so please, it doesn't take you but a second, it doesn't cost you a single thing, but it goes a long way to helping out an independent operation like the Renegades of Puck. You can find us on YouTube. Please give us a subscription and turn on those notifications right there. We're sure to appreciate everyone who has given us a subscription as of late. We are very appreciative of that, as we're looking to bolster our numbers in the trenches along YouTube. You can find all of our newest episodes of Renegades of Puck TV, our game previews, our game recaps, all of our different interview segments, and so much more right there on our YouTube channel. Just search Renegades of Puck today. You can also find the audio podcast on numerous platforms thanks to the Full Press NHL Network. The Full Press Predators podcast can be found on Google, Stitcher, Spotify, Amazon, and several other podcasts today. Just search Renegades of Puck in your preferred platform, and you'll find the podcast from local to global in 2023, and we've carried on the momentum into 2024. Stick taps, love, and respect to every single Renegade out there who has taken the time to click on and listen to the show. We sure do appreciate you. Venmo is how you can support the show financially, so please just search Renegades of Puck in Venmo or scan the QR code that is currently on your screen. Every dollar goes a long way to helping this operation, so please, if you can support the Renegades of Puck, do so. It is quite obvious to anybody watching right now that we need a heating system out here in the bunker. We're dealing with record low temperatures, and we've struggled to keep the temperature out here in the studio to above 37 degrees. Before this recording, we've worked all day to keep the temperatures above that. In the single digits just outside the walls of the studio, 37 inside the studio. Anything you can donate goes a long way to helping the Renegades of Puck building that brand new heating and air conditioning system that we are looking to build here to make the studio more climate controlled, temperature controlled, and all of that. Scan the QR code that's currently on your screen if you can make a donation to the Renegades of Puck. Now, listen, I know it's time for the No Half Step and Hockey coverage, so let me deliver it. It's time for operation number 856. That's right, time for show number 856. And at this moment in hockey history, the Nashville Predators currently find themselves in fourth place in the Central Division after 44 games skated. They have a record of 24-19-1, 49 points. That's them 11 points shy of the first place Winnipeg Jets, just 6 points shy of third and an automatic qualifying playoff spot. The Preds' next game will take place on the road. They have a record of 11-8-1 on the road this season. They've scored 139 goals. They've given up 138. They have a goal differential of +1. Let's give the updated Central Division standings after Monday's action. The Winnipeg Jets, I mentioned, in first place with a record of 28-10-4. They have 60 points. They are 1 point ahead of the Colorado Avalanche in second place with 59. The Dallas Stars are in third place with 55 points, and you'll find the Nashville Predators in fourth place with 49 points. The Arizona Coyotes have jumped the St. Louis Blues and back in fifth place with 44 points. The Blues also have 44 points. Minnesota Wild are in seventh in the Central Division with 41 points at this moment of the season. The Chicago Blackhawks, eighth and last in the Central Division after 43 games skated, 12 regulation wins, 26 points on the season. After the Nashville Predators wrap up this middle game of the road trip in Los Angeles, they'll wrap up the road trip with the third and final game of this trip in Arizona Saturday afternoon. Back home Monday to face off against the Florida Panthers on the 25th of January in Minnesota, the 27th in Edmonton, January the 29th in Ottawa. So the Nashville Predators, as soon as they wrap up this road trip, one quick stop home to get a change of clothes and reload on things and then back out onto the road. That's the first meeting of the season between the Preds and the Los Angeles Kings. They'll wrap up their 3-game regular season series between now and February the 22nd. The next game will take place on the 31st of January at Bridgestone Arena. And then on February the 22nd, the Nashville Predators will make their way to Los Angeles one more time for the second time this season to close out the regular season series against the LA Kings. Now listen, you may not have paid much attention to the LA Kings in the Pacific Division so far this season because the Predators haven't played them, but the LA Kings have had a pretty good start to the season, 21-11-8, 50 points, third in the Pacific. They have had a slide as of late, but still off to a very good first half of the season. 7-7-5 on home ice, 134 goals scored, 104 goals given up. That's a goal differential of plus 30 in their most recent action. We go back to January the 7th, and we find them losing 4-3 at Washington. On the 9th of January, a 3-2 overtime loss at Tampa Bay. On the 11th of January, a 3-2 overtime loss at the Florida Panthers. Follow that up on January the 13th with a 5-3 loss at the Detroit Red Wings. And on the 15th of January, it was a 3-2 victory at the Carolina Hurricanes, finally picking up a victory on that long road trip. One more game on that road trip, Tuesday in Dallas. We'll have an updated preview of this game after that Tuesday game when the Kings wrap up that road trip and return home to face off against the Preds on Thursday. Now, again, you may not have paid a whole lot of attention to the LA Kings so far this season, so some of these statistical metrics may come as quite a surprise to you when we go through the NHL rankings and the matchup of these two particular teams. The LA Kings at this moment of the season are generating 3.33 goals per game. That is ninth best overall in the NHL. 134 goals on the season. Again, a goal differential of plus 30. The ninth overall goals for in the league. The Preds, 3.11 goals per game, is 17th best in the NHL. Now, the LA Kings are even better in goals against. 2.50 is second best in the National Hockey League, while the Nashville Predators are giving up 3.14 per game. That is 18th in the NHL. The Kings also lead in this particular statistical metric. Shots for 33.9 on net per game is third best in the NHL. Preds generating 30.8 shots on goal per game. That's 16th best in the NHL. In the shots against category, LA only giving up 27.6 per game. That's third overall in the NHL, also in this statistical category. And the Nashville Predators are giving up 30.2 per game. That is 16th overall in the NHL. When it comes to the power play and the penalty kill, Kings also lead in this matchup in both of these metrics on their power play, converting at 21.1%. That's 15th best in the league. 28 out of 133 opportunities. The Predators are converting at 20.5%. That's 18th overall in the NHL. 31 conversions on 151 power play opportunities on the season. When it comes to the penalty kill, the Kings are killing off 87.1% of their shorthanded opportunities. That is first best overall in the NHL. Tops, if you will. 16 power play goals against is also quite a respectable number at this point in the season. 77.1% is the Nashville Predators kill rate. They are 23rd overall in the NHL. They have given up 32 power play goals against on the season. I told you you'd probably be pretty impressed with a couple of those different statistical metrics. The LA Kings find themselves out of the 6 different metrics that we talk about. 5 of the 6 are top 10 metrics in the NHL, with the penalty kill being first overall in the league. When it comes to individual statistics, let's talk about the visiting Nashville Predators first in their top 5 scorers. Philip Forsberg continues to dominate and lead the Nashville Predators in scoring, 22 goals, 26 assists for 48 points on the season. O'Reilly's got 16 goals and 22 assists for 38 points. The captain Roman Josi's at 8 goals and 29 assists for 37 points. Gus Nyquist, 11 and 23 for 34. And Colton Sissons rounds out the top 5 with 12 goals and 9 assists for 21 points on the season. Now, a couple of these names will seem quite familiar to you because, well, they played quite well against the Nashville Predators, or they played for the Nashville Predators. Anze Kopitar has always played very well against this Nashville Predators team. He's had a good career, period, but a very good career against the Preds. He's got 14 goals and 25 assists on the season for 39 points. Kempe, 15 goals and 22 assists for 37 goals. Off to a good start early in his career against the Preds. Kevin Fiala, 10 goals and 27 assists for 37 points. Know Kevin Fiala very well here in the Nashville area. Moore is at 20 goals and 11 assists for 31 points. And Quentin Byfield, 12 goals, 18 assists for 30 points. Your anticipated goaltending matchup sees Talbot in net for the LA Kings at 14, 10, and 5, a 9.18 save percentage, a 2.34 goals against average on the season. You see Saros' updated standings and statistics. 17, 16, and 1 is his record. A save percentage of 900, a 3.02 goals against average, still with 2 shutouts on the season. That's got you a first look at the Nashville Predators at the LA Kings, second of 3 games on this West Coast road trip. We will update this preview segment after the LA Kings wrap up that game Tuesday night in Dallas. That's got your first look at it, though. We got to go back and talk about the Nashville Predators' first game on this road trip. It was in Vegas, early start, and we're going to break it all down right here on the Rebirth Sports Full Game Recap coming up next on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hockey players are as unique as the game itself, and your uniform should be tailored to fit you. Rebirth Sports is your sports apparel tailor. From shells, bags, warm-ups, hats, hoodies, branding, and more, let Rebirth Sports be your custom hockey tailor.
And don't forget to tell them they do more than just hockey.
Rebirth Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Rebirth Sport, a match made in hockey.
It's now time for the Rebirth Sports Full Game Recap. We go all the way back to January 15th of the year 2024 when the Nashville Predators were in Vegas to take on the Golden Knights for the first time this season. Head coach Andrew Burnett deploys his line combinations, defensive pairings in the following way: Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Nyquist, Trennan, Sissons, and Goryanov, Smith, Novak, and Evangelista, Parsonen, Karen, and Tomasino, Yossi and Fabro, McDonough and Shen, Luzon and Carrier. UC Saros gets the start on the road. It takes until 4:25 of the first period for Thompson to make his first save of the game. It comes on Philip Tomasino. It's the first shot on goal of the game. We go all the way to 6:44 of the first period before we get another shot on goal. Some low event hockey here early in the first period. It's Thompson again coming with a save on Goryanov at 7:17 of the first period. It's Thompson coming up with a save on the captain Roman Josi at 9:37. Thompson another save on the captain Roman Josi at 10:41 of the first period. We find our first penalty, our first special team scenario of the game. It's Stevenson off to the box. 2 minutes for tripping on Alex Carrier. Thompson would come up with a save on Luke Evangelista. Thompson also would save on McDonough's long shot, but that long shot was very weak, and it was McDonough really just trying to freeze for an offensive zone faceoff before the end of the power play. The power play itself, not very strong. Some good zone time, but not a lot of good looks at the net. We're now at 14:51 of the first period. UC Saros coming with a save on Peter Angelo. It's the first shot on goal of the game for the Las Vegas Golden Knights. So the Nashville Predators held the Vegas Golden Knights without a shot for 14 minutes and 51 seconds to open the game. But at 15:25, not 30 seconds later, it's Stone getting his 13th goal of the season. It was a rebound put back as for Nashville. Predators seem to lose the most elite goal scorer in this game somewhere in the slot. Don't quite know how that happened right there. Defensive zone awareness was lacking on this play, and attention to detail also lacking. Stone cashes in for his 13th Vegas. That's a 1-0 lead on home ice. At 16:15 of the first period, it's Thompson coming with a save on Fabro. Trennan knocks the rebound out of the air just wide of the post. Great hand-eye coordination right there from Yakov Trennan. 18:27 of the first period. Saros coming up with a save on Korzak. That's going to wrap it up for the first period. The Nashville Predators outshoot the Vegas Golden Knights 8-5 in the first period, but it's Vegas holding a 1-0 lead. Vegas played a perfect first period against a road team coming in with a little bit of momentum. Survive, get the goal, go to the intermission. We start the second period on a clean sheet, and there's that guy again, Stone. He is one of the most elite goal scorers in the NHL, and he picks up his 14th second of the game. He was wide open, crashing down the backside of the post. Picks a different location this time, but the result is the same. The Vegas Golden Knights now lead 2-0 on Stone's 2 goals in this game. We are 1:48 into the second period, and it's Thompson coming with a save on Dante Fabro at 2:28 of the second period. It's Thompson coming with a save on Tommy Novak at 2:51 of the second period. UC Saros comes with a save on Haig at the 4:13 mark of the second period. UC Saros comes with a save on Alex Pietrangelo at 4:32. Thompson comes with a save on Philip Tomasino at the 6:10 mark of the second period. UC Saros coming up with a save. Then we find a penalty on the Vegas Golden Knights. It's going to be Stone at 6:53 off the box. 2 minutes for tripping. He's filling up all the boxes in this game. Nashville Predators looking for a much better effort on this second power play, and they are going to get us. Philip Forsberg absolutely engages immediately on this power play. Thompson has to stop Philip Forsberg not once, not twice, but 3 times before the end of this power play. Thompson would also have to come up with a save on the captain, Roman Josi. 4 total shots for the Nashville Predators. Much better zone time, much better looks at the net, but the same result, unable to convert. We're now at 9:32 of the second period, and it's Thompson coming up with a save on Yakov Trennan at the 10:06 mark of the second period. UC Stars coming with a save on Cotter. We're now past the midway point of the game at 10:53 of the second. It's Thompson coming with a save on Philip Forsberg at the 11:12 mark of the second period. It's Thompson coming with another save on Tommy Novak at 13:35 of the second period. It's going to be carry off to the box, 2 minutes for tripping. UC Stars going to have to come up with a big save on Dorofeyev on this particular power play. 16 minutes into the second period, it's Thompson coming with a save on Nyquist at the 16:57 mark. Saros coming with a save on Brisson as the teams trade back and forth chances here towards the end of the second period. At 17:22 of the second period, we find Luke Evangelista picking up his 9th goal of the season. He was working incredibly hard in the low slot area, fighting off the defender, gets free just enough to deflect this puck into the net after he wins that battle. Vegas still holds a 2-1 lead, but Luke Evangelista doing an incredible job right here, getting the Nashville Predators back in the game with his 9th goal of the season. 18:30 of the second period now. Korzak's off to the box, 2 minutes for high, sticking on Gurianov. Sissons, though, is going to be picking up a penalty almost immediately for tripping. That's going to create a 4-on-4 scenario. And that's where the Las Vegas Golden Knights are going to pounce as Stone picks up his 15th goal of the season. Yes, his 3rd goal of the game. He's got the hat trick. It's a wrist shot off of the rush. Another way of scoring, another spot in the net and scoring, but the same result yet again. 3 for 3 for Stone in this game. He's now got a hat trick. He's got 15 goals in the season, and the Vegas Golden Knights have 3 goals in this game, leading the Nashville Predators 3-1. That's going to do it for the end of the second period. Special team scenarios will carry over into the third. Shots on goal, 22-21. So Preds had 8 shots on goal after the first, 22 after the second. Vegas had 5 after the first period, 21 after the second period, and in much more high event hockey in the second period there compared to the first period. All right, we roll the sheet on over to the backside, and we go to the third period on the clean sheet. 47 seconds in. It's Thompson coming with a save on Nyquist at the 1:30 mark. Saros comes up with a power play save on Marches. So the Vegas Golden Knights, a short power play here after the 4-on-4 expires. At the 2:34 mark of the third period, it's Thompson coming with a save on Luke Evangelista at the 2:50 mark of the third period. It's UC Saros coming up with a save on Cotter at the 4:23 mark of the third period. It's Thompson coming up with a save on Philip Tomasino at the 6:01 mark of the third period. At the first TV timeout, it's Whitecloud off the box, 2 minutes for holding, giving the Nashville Predators a golden opportunity to jump back in this game. Thompson would come up with a save on O'Reilly almost immediately at the start of the power play. Then Thompson would come up with another save on Nyquist, and Philip Forsberg would, of course, dial in on this power play as well, as Thompson would have to come up with a big save on Philip Forsberg. At the 10:33 mark of the third period, it's Thompson coming up with a save on Tommy Novak's backhand. Tommy Novak, slick job right here off the rush, tried to go inside out. When he realized that wasn't going to happen, still drove to the net and made a strong move with the backhand. It was a more difficult save than it sounds. Thompson fumbled with the puck just a little bit, so great job there by Tommy Novak, taking advantage of an opportunity and seeming like a harmless scoring play. 12:18 now of the third period, and it's UC Saros coming up with a save on Dorofeyev, a big-time save right here at the 12:26 mark. Saros, another save on Stone, so UC Saros does actually stop Stone at one point in this game. At the 14:01 mark now of the third period, it is Thompson coming up with a save on Yakov Trenin at the 14:53 mark of the third period. It's UC Saros coming up with a save on Howden at 17:08 with the extra attacker on. It's Thompson coming up with a save on Nyquist. The Nashville Predators would continue to get good zone time, but they would not be able to get any of their passes towards the interior between the 18th and 19th minute. We go to 19:01 of the third period, and that's where we find Thompson coming up with a save on Tommy Novak, and that would be the last save that Thompson would have to make in this game. At 19:42, March or so would win the race down the ice, negating the icing, and he would fire the puck from a sharp angle into the empty net for his 18th goal of the season. That's an empty net goal, making the score of this game 4-1 in favor of the Vegas Golden Knights. Drop the puck, academic from that point on. 4-1 is your final in this game. The Nashville Predators do outshoot the Vegas Golden Knights 35-30, and you've got to give credit to an elite goal scorer in Stone for scoring 3 of the 4 goals, everything but the empty netter for the Vegas Golden Knights. And you know what? You got to give a lot of credit to Thompson as well. 34 out of 35 in this game. That's a really good, strong performance by him in this one. And for the Nashville Predators, their inability to cash in the first period allowed the Vegas Golden Knights to play basically a cliche perfect home game. The Vegas Golden Knights were able to withstand the pressure, withstand the surge at the beginning of the game in the first 10 minutes. They didn't even generate a single shot on goal. But then once they were able to sustain that 10 shots and that first 10 minutes, then they were able to get themselves back out there on the rink, get themselves that first goal of the game. Then from there, they played from ahead, and Stone is just an elite goal scorer at this NHL level. So incredible effort by the Vegas Golden Knights. They played a very good, tight, professional home game, got a good game from their starting netminder Thompson, and their top goal scorer, elite goal scorer, does the job. Their captain led the way. So for the Nashville Predators, they fall 4-1 in this one. They outshoot Vegas 35-30, and for the Nashville Predators, they just could not seem to get the puck into the back of the net at certain parts of this game, and certainly that's what created the difficulties in coming back in winning this one. So for the Nashville Predators, a first of 3 on the road. This is a tough road trip. The Nashville Predators starting in Vegas, then going to LA, then going to Arizona before heading back home. That's a tough one on the first stop. That's going to do it for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We'll be back with more analysis, box score, and other things on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Tracy, owner-operator of Strong Style Fitness. And that's me and my training assistant, Rizzo. And we are here to bring you fitness that meets you where you are by offering circuit classes, bar-inspired classes, Tabata workouts, boot camps, guided stretching, and more, all taught by a certified personal trainer, me. To learn more, go to our website, strongstylefit.com. Subscribe on YouTube at Strong Style Fitness. Follow on social media at Strong Style Fit. But most importantly, let's get you moving. It doesn't matter if it's your first workout or you've been doing it for years. Strong Style Fitness has the workout that meets you on your journey and helps you along the path to a happier, healthier life. I understand where you've been, what you were going through, and where you were going, and I want to take you there. We'll see you on the mat. Mwah.
Welcome back in Renegades of Puck podcast. We've managed to get it up to 38 degrees in here with all the hot air that we are blowing here in the bunker. Let's get back to it. Let's talk about UC Saros in this game. Let's do some analysis. Let's give you some opinion, and let's get on through this next segment. 25 out of 28 for UC Saros this game. 3 goals against, and you know what? Stone just had his number scored 3 times in 3 different ways and did it seemingly quite easily, but he is easily one of the best goal scorers. To see that was Stone's first regular season hat trick, pretty remarkable right there, because against the Nashville Predators, he's always been an elite goal scorer, and I consider him to be an elite goal scorer at the NHL level. So he had UC Saros' number in this one, and you know what? There was something else. It wasn't that UC Saros played that bad of a game or he got lit up by one particular sniper. It was that he was outplayed by Thompson quite dramatically in this game. The shots on goal at the end of this game were 35 for Nashville. So Thompson had 34 saves, and Thompson was under siege the first 15 minutes of the game and held his team in it. We'll talk more about that before the end of it. But outplayed by Thompson, the sniper had his number, and Saros, it wasn't his worst game by any means, but it wasn't his best game. He would have had to steal this one because the team in front of him just simply did not have enough. The Vegas Golden Knights were ready for what the Preds had. Let's talk about a couple of different things here. Luke Evangelista picks up a goal in this game. It's great to see Luke Evangelista on the score sheet as often as he has been as of late. Went through that long drought without being able to convert, and now it's the level of work that he's putting in out there, and that's why he is earning these goals. Listen, on this particular goal, Luke Evangelista goes to the hard area. That's the first good thing that he does, and then he wins the one-on-one physical battle in the low slot area. That's the second good thing that he does, and the third good thing that he does right here, actually it's perfect, is the deflection of this shot. Just absolutely a great job by Luke Evangelista in every way, working incredibly hard, getting rewarded, picking up the goal in this game. It was the only goal for the Nashville Predators, and at least it would be a pretty one to look at. Roman Josi would pick up an assist on that goal, would also generate 5 shots on goal, and skate 27-48 in total time on ice. That is an incredibly high number. The captain, Roman Josi, picks up 1 more assist and generates 5 shots on goal in this game. Alex Carey had the other assist and also generated 4 blocked shots in this game. Alex Carey working hard out there as well. Good to see Carey following up his game-winning goal in the previous game against the Islanders by picking up another point in this game. Alex Carey is not the most offensively gifted defenseman, but he has been chipping in as of late. And you want to talk about chipping in. Luzon, 2 shots on goal, 4 block shots, 12 hits in this game, a career high. He's running away with the league lead in the hits category. I've got to tell you, though, I think that that's a generous number. And when we go through the box score in a few minutes here, I'll tell you why I think that the 12 hits is generous. I think Vegas just likes to give hits out very easily. There was a joke I was going to make, but it's simply too cold to veer off into silliness right now. So Luzon gets awarded 12 hits for the game, but again, I think that's a little bit overinflated, but we'll talk about that here in a second. But great job by Luzon still. 4 block shots, 2 shots on goal, and he continues his improvement on this Nashville Purse team. Yakov Trenin had 3 shots on goal and also was credited with 7 hits in this game to go with Shen's 6 hits and so many other people's. We'll cover that here in just a second, but that's going to do it for the analysis portion of things. The Nashville Predators were beaten in this game by a team that was more professional than them tonight, and they had a sniper ready to go, and the Preds struggled to find their offense against the goalie, who looked pretty good in this one. We'll continue breaking it down in the box score, the good, cold, hard numbers. Cold, that's exactly what the theme of this show is, because believe me, it is freezing cold out here. We've dropped down to 37 degrees again. I can't believe, what have I done? I've been just expressing hot air nonstop for the last 30 minutes or so, and yet we're losing temperature out here. Temperature outside also dropping rapidly. Expected to be the coldest night in our area for quite some time. Let's hear from our great friend Stripe Digital Solutions. We'll be back with the Renegades of Puck podcast. The box score. It's up next.
The digital environment can be quite intimidating, time-consuming, and cumbersome, especially with all those other areas that need attention at your business, and that's why Stripe Digital Solutions is here to help. I know, because that's exactly what Stripe Digital Solutions did for me and the Renegades of Puck. From designing my home website and helping me create my merchandise to special event posters, brand building, and social media management. But it's not just that, it's so much more. Stripe Digital Solutions has helped me every step of the way. From startup to full-time operation, Stripe Digital Solutions has been there to assist and advise every single step of the journey. In today's fast-paced world, the path to success is having a strong digital partner, and nobody is better in the trenches than Brandy and Stripe Digital Solutions. Get the solution before it's even a problem with Stripe Digital Solutions.
Welcome back in Renegades of Puck podcast, as I am actually beginning to lose feeling in my extremities. Let's go ahead and get to the box score. Luke Evangelista scores the only goal of the game for the Nashville Predators. That makes that category pretty easy to cover. When it comes to the assists, Alex Carey and Roman Josi, the only 2 to pick up assists in this game, because there was only 1 goal in this game. When it comes to shots on goal, a little bit more to talk about right here. The captain, Roman Josi, led the team with 5. Philip Forsberg also had 5. Tommy Novak had 4 shots on goal. Good to see Tommy Novak out there participating in the offense, and I did think that he was more noticeable. Had that nice move where he drove to the net, got the good backhand shot on goal. That's good stuff by Tommy Novak right there. Hope to talk about him more on the score sheet here coming up soon. The block shots category, Jeremy Lauzon had 4 in this game. That led the team. Alex Carey also had 4. They were co-leaders on the team. Ryan McDonough had 3. Guryanov had 3. Thought that was noteworthy to mention in this one. Now, here's the physical category, and I do want to single this out. There's like 2 rinks. There's probably more than that, but for sure I've noticed it's Florida and Vegas, where the physical categories seem to be fairly inflated, and it's just funny because it doesn't really make a difference. It doesn't make a difference. Luzon had 12 hits in this game. That's a season high and a career high, and it helps with his league lead in that particular category. Hey, may help him in contract negotiations here in a couple of years, but I think these hits numbers are overinflated in Vegas. Luzon had 12 in this game. Yakov Trenin had 7. Luke Shen had 6. Parsonen had 4. Guryanov had 4. It just keeps on going like that till you get to 48 hits. The number 48 hits, I should have went back and tracked. I think that's probably got to be the highest number of the entire season in the physical category. So the Predators were awarded 48 hits in this game. 12 of them went to Jeremy Lauzon. All right, enough fun with that. Time on ice leaders, it was Nyquist, 20-31 in total time on ice, leading all at the forwards. Philip Forsberg at 20-04. Ryan O'Reilly at 19-54. Down on the defensive side of things, it was the captain, Roman Josi, 27-48. That's an incredibly heavy workload, but nothing he can't handle out there. 21-29 for McDonough. All the other defensemen maintained time under 20 minutes. When it comes to the special teams, the power play was 0 for 4. So all of these numbers you're about to hear, these are unsuccessful numbers. 423 time on ice for Philip Forsberg on the power play. 420 for Tommy Novak. 408 for O'Reilly. 405 for Sissons. 410 for the captain Romeo. And again, they went 0 for 4 in this game. The penalty kill, though, 2 for 2. So let's give a quick stick taps and huzzah to Ryan O'Reilly for 105 and shorthanded time on ice. Also, Gus Nyquist for 102 and Cole Smith at 101 on the defensive side of things. Luzon and McDonough each with 145 in total shorthanded time on ice. Again, the PK perfect in this game, going 2 for 2. Other things falling out of the box score. No, I've done it again. I keep jumping over the goaltender. UC Saros, 25 out of 28, 3 goals against, 1 power play save, 1 shorthanded save, 23 even strike saves, an in-game save percentage of .893. And again, Stone had his number from start to finish in this one, just picking whatever spot that he wanted in this one for all 3, well, for 3 of the 4, the 4th goal being an empty netter at the end of this game. And the face-off winning percentage, 37.3% putrid. It has to turn around. O'Reilly, Sissons, McCarron, they're better. They're a better group than this. Their face-off winning percentage has been dramatically below 50% as of late, and they have to really fix that up the middle, because if you don't start the play with the puck, you don't start with possession, and it all goes downhill from there. The game is easier to play and it's easier to win when you start with the puck and you have possession of the puck. It's as simple as that. The Detroit Red Wings and their dynasty and so many other dynasties have taught us that throughout the history of this game. If you win faceoffs and you start with possession of the puck, you are going to be successful more often than not. So the Preds faceoff winning percentage needs to turn around. It's in the pooper right now. 48 hits in this game. We already talked about that more than enough times. 25 block shots. I am happy to see that, though. The Predators sacrificing the body in this one, giving it up, making the sacrifice, and trying to will their team to a win in this one. But 25 block shots is nice. 10 takeaways, 5 giveaways. Always better to be on the positive side of takeaways and giveaways. Unfortunately, though, still a 4-1 loss in this game. Let's close this thing out. It's freezing cold out here. It's still 37 degrees. And I just need to say that Vegas played a perfect home game in this one. We've seen this model and this cliche play out so many times before. Road team comes in. They want to get off to a good start. They're very aggressive, and they put up a bunch of shots on goal in the first 10 minutes. They seem like they're buzzing, but they don't break through. The home team survives. And then the next 50 minutes of the game, things start to even out and even start to tilt towards the home team. That's exactly what Vegas did in this one, and they got an absolutely huge goaltending performance from Thompson, making 34 saves in this game. It was an outstanding professional played game by the Vegas Golden Knights. They simplified. They had a lot of injuries to deal with, and they just simplified the game, had a bunch of call-ups come in, and play a good professional routine hockey game on home ice. Weathered the storm for the first 15 minutes and then turned it around over the final 45 minutes and came away with a 4-1 victory in this one. There's very little to say about it. Preds will have 2 more opportunities to go up against the Vegas Golden Knights again this year. I look forward to both of those. The Preds need to bring a little bit more jam and a little bit more energy to that one, because the Vegas Golden Knights will play a system game and they will bring the energy, and that's exactly what they did tonight. LA is going to be a difficult game for the Nashville Preds. The Preds haven't seen this version of the LA Kings yet, and the Kings are a better team than they've been the last couple of years. We know they've had plenty of good youth, and they've been building towards that for some time. But LA is going to be a difficult game. In the Arizona Coyotes, that's going to be a pivotal Central Division matchup between 4th and 5th place. So this road trip is shaping up to be a very difficult 3-game road trip for the Nashville Predators team. So far, 2 points have fallen away. Let's see what they're able to do in LA and then in Arizona, and then we'll be able to determine if it was a more successful road trip. But this first night in Vegas, it certainly didn't go well. Extra day off. That'll give us a chance to do one extra show. We'll have an additional preview of the Kings before we get to Thursday night. I'm your host and Captain Crazy Charlie Saunier, coming to you from an absolutely freezing cold bunker. Please, everybody be safe. Take care of yourself. Take care of your pets. Make sure you're bundled up. Make sure your house is all taken care of and you're all set to go. And check on your friends. Check on your family. Check on everybody around you. Make sure they're safe too. No renegade is left alone at this time of year. It's a tough time of year, so make sure you're taking care of each other out there. I'm your host and Captain Crazy Charlie Saunier. Stick taps, love, and respect.